Baby Godzilla made his adorable debut in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. A team of scientists discover a pteranodon nest with 2 eggs, and one is hatched. They take the unhatched egg to be studied, but are attacked by Rodan, who is then killed by Godzilla. Back in Japan, it is a shock when the egg hatches and they are face to face with an infant Godzillasaurus. Baby Godzilla is born and thinks that the female scientist, Asuzagojo, is his mother. Godzilla soon appeared in search of Baby Godzilla and defeated Mechagodzilla on his way, but is unable to find the young one. Baby Godzilla was moved to a G-Force facility to be studied, where they used the gained knowledge to form a plan to defeat Godzilla, and Baby would be the bait. A presumed dead Rodan, now Fire Rodan, interrupts the plan. Mechagodzilla was ready to deal the killing blow to the king when Fire Rodan revived Godzilla, who defeated the mech. After this, Godzilla takes Baby as his own, and they head out to sea together. We continue the story of Baby Godzilla with Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, where Baby has now grown to 30 meters tall and changed in color. We now know him as Little Godzilla. While living on Boz Island with Godzilla visiting, a G-Force science team was also there to study the 2 monsters. It was determined that Godzilla's radiation caused Little Godzilla's growth and changes. Soon, a mysterious and malicious visitor, Space Godzilla, arrives on the island. The brave and bold Little Godzilla attempts to confront the attacker, but is of course no match. Instinctively, Godzilla arrives to defend his adopted son, but fails as Space Godzilla traps the little one in a crystal prison. Space Godzilla flees to Japan, wreaking havoc and building a crystal fortress that gives him power. Mogera is launched against the space monster, but it's not enough alone. Thankfully, Godzilla soon arrives. Together, Godzilla and Mogera were able to defeat Space Godzilla after destroying the crystal fortress. After this, we see Little Godzilla freed on Boz Island, and the little one fires off his first atomic breath as bubbles. It has been 2 years since the Space Godzilla incident, and the uranium on Boz Island has reacted to nuclear energy from Godzilla, causing the island to be destroyed. In the aftermath, neither Little Godzilla or the king can be found until Godzilla, now burning Godzilla, arrives in Hong Kong. In Omezaki, Little Godzilla emerges, now a grown sub-adult called Godzilla Jr. With Destroya threatening, Godzilla Jr. jumps into action and manages to blow Destroya into a refinery that explodes. Sadly, this was after he was injected by Destroya with the micro-oxygen chemical. Reuniting at Haneda Airport, Godzilla and Jr. band together to face off against the final form of Destroya. The fight begins and Destroya grabs Jr. and takes flight, dropping him onto the top of Ariake Coliseum. This was brutal, but turns fatal as Destroya finishes him off using the micro-oxygen beam, and we see Godzilla Jr. close his eyes for what seems like the last time. Godzilla Jr. is dead, and his adoptive father's nuclear meltdown continues during the fight against Destroya. Godzilla and G-Force together were able to defeat Destroya, but the king begins to fully melt down. G-Force begins to freeze him to contain the fallout, but it was a failure as intense levels of radiation descend upon Tokyo. As they prepared for the worst, the radiation levels begin to dissipate. Rising from the ruins of Ariake Coliseum, we see the silhouette of the new Godzilla roaring both in triumph and sadness. It is Godzilla Jr. who absorbed his father's radiation to come back as the new Godzilla. Jr. has grown in size and shape to nearly perfectly resemble his adoptive father. The king is back, and we know him as Rebirth Godzilla. Fast forward a little over 20 years, and we have been given the animated short film, Godzilla vs. Gigan Rex. The opening of this movie and timeline align perfectly for fans to declare that the Godzilla in this movie is indeed Jr., many years in the future, defending humanity once again.